Hey, what's going on, guys? Hey, obviously, I'm in a different location. Wanted to just enjoy the sunshine at the end of the day here. But I wanted to talk about this tonight. The one thing that I wanted to talk about was when you feel like you're up against it. There's a few situations that have been happening over the past few months for me personally where I felt up against it. And yesterday we talked about being in survival mode or being in a thriving situation. And what I said yesterday was the vast majority of dads today are living in dad life, right? I would say 85, 90% are living in dad life. And what do I mean by that? To me, dad life is being jacked, having your shit together, being able to set the standard for if you're raising boys, you're teaching them how to grow up as men. And if you're raising daughters, then you're showing them what the standard should be with their future husband. But too often, guys that I see, guys that I know, dads that I interact with, they're living dad life. They got the pot belly, the beer belly. They come home after providing for their family, which there's nothing wrong with that. But then you basically melt into the couch with a couple beers, a couple drinks, whatever it is. They're in their golf shirts with their beer belly, and there's no muscle tone to their arm. And that's the dad life that everybody's trying to portray nowadays. That's the dad life that is being glorified all over social media. You've seen it creep into society, and I just don't agree with it. And the reason I don't agree with it is because at one point in my life, 10 plus years ago, I was that guy. And when we talk about how to go from this guy to that guy, that's mainly what I do. That's the guys in my groups. That's what I'm doing here on this channel. That's what I'm posting on social media. But here's the thing. If you're one of those guys that I speak of, the 85, 90% that's surviving, right? You don't feel like you're crushing it in life. You don't feel like you have power. You don't have clarity. You feel stuck. Then guess what? You will either find a way through it if you want it bad enough, or you're going to find an excuse to find your way out of it. So do you want to go through that door, or are you trying to find a way out? And dads in today, especially you younger guys, depending on how you're brought up, depending on who your mentors are, most of us men at times in our life are trying to find a way out of it. We're trying to come up with excuses that validate our position, that validate us being victims. And it's not okay with me because I was that guy, right? I was taking things out on my wife and my kids and my job at the time, and I was not owning up. And when I sit here and I reflect and I think about the things that I feel like I'm not winning at, how bad do you want it? Really, how bad do you want it? Are you willing to jump over every hurdle? Are you willing to push through because it's your dream? Are you willing to see it through no matter what happens in order to get what you want? And I think most men are not. I don't feel like they've been raised that way. I don't feel like they've been brought up that way. So that's my question for you guys is, are you willing to find your way through it no matter what you're coming up against? Are you willing to take the cuts, the bruises, the things that the devil, the enemy, whatever you want to call it, are trying to stop you from getting to that place? Because do not be mistaken. Whenever you make the choice, you're going to see it through, that you got to see it through, no matter what, things are going to come up against you that are going to try to derail you, to try and get you to be that guy, to try and get you to be having those voices in your head of, is this really what I want? Maybe I should just stop. It's hard. It's difficult. I've spent a ton of money. I don't know what to do. This is going to fail. That's the enemy talking. And you guys, I'm no newbie to the coaching game. I actually just got off a call with Ed Milet, and he always says that God speaks to the heart and the enemy speaks to your mind. So if God's put something inside your heart, like he did for me, leaving the fire department, starting a business with my wife, he's speaking to my heart. And everything else, all that bullshit that's trying to stop you and derail you, all the things that times you don't feel like you're going to make it past, that's the enemy bringing up that weak ass man with no muscle tone, no bank account, money in it, no discipline, no consistency, no clarity, no power. That's what's going on. So as I wrap this up, ask yourself right now, are you listening to your heart? Or are you listening to your mind? And there's a lot of emotion in the mind, but your mind has to be stronger than your emotions. You have to be willing to see your way through no matter what. Are you willing to risk it all for that thing that's on your heart? Are you willing to open up credit cards? Are you willing to hire a coach and spend money that you don't have? Are you willing to get up early? Are you willing to do the things necessary to see that through? And today, sadly, most men aren't. That's why I do this. That's why I exist. That's what God's put on my heart. So ask yourself, it's time for a gut check. Take inventory of where you're at. And once you take inventory of where you're at and where you want to go, then you have a direction. Then you have a path you can follow. Then you can develop the habits that's going to keep you on that path as opposed to going astray. So you guys know the drill. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Until then, dominate daily.